In today's dynamic financial ecosystem, payment systems are not just a back office functions, they are strategic differentiator. Hello everyone, my name is Khushi and along with my team members, we are going to present a role play on the dynamic changes by NatWest Group. NatWest Group has announced a 5-year collaboration with Amazon Web Services, which is AWS, to transform the way it serves its customers by the modernization of digital data analytics and AI capability. We have Hifzan as the head of strategy and innovation, Dipanakar as the head of payments technology, Harsh as the compliance and risk leader, Hitesh is playing the role of the CEO, and I am playing the role of the CFO. The scene 1 is identifying the business need. It talks about why the change is necessary and identifying the business need in strategic terms.
Good morning, team. Well, I wanted to say the payment gateway is being evolving very rapidly into the market. I was reading few of the articles from the different news platforms, and I was seeing how the transition has happened over the last few years. And I feel it's high time for us. We should look for a software where that software can help us to get into a different transition of enhancing the payment gateway. And I've been looking about AWS. What do you guys think about that?
That's a great idea, Hifzan. We have already invested over £1 billion in this. So what makes this different from our past strategies?
That's a great question. So this particular collaboration that we're gunning for is a strategic expansion of our existing model that will essentially help us to have a better customer-centric approach, that will help us to have a better scalability and personalization into the payment gateway models.
Well, from a B2B perspective, this is absolutely critical to have something like what AWS is offering. We are in dire need of something with containerization. Our modern clients and our corporate clients specifically, they demand innovation and they demand containerization. We, at our current pace, we don't have any solutions that we can offer for them.
As the buyer, I like the emphasis on value, but with tighter budget, my concern is the cost. I need a clarity on the total cost of the ownership. And how does this as-you-go model compares with the fixed cost of the current setup?
Well, look, risk management is my priority. We must ensure data protection, transaction security, and auditability so that the risks are mitigated upfront.
Exactly.
Excellent points. It is just not about tech, it is about a strategic decision with multiple stakeholders. So we need to explore benefit, risks, and financial carefully.
Scene 2 is about evaluating value and managing risk. The conversation shifts to the specifics of AWS value proposition, improving operational efficiency, and the need of compliance in the adoption. Let's focus on value first. And how does AWS offering helps in improving operational efficiency and customer satisfaction?
Well, AWS comes with auto scaling and it helps you only to pay when the demand is high. You don't pay for idle time. And secondly, we are going to onboard microservices, which will help us in faster deployment of applications like core banking and even the Swift payment system, which will ultimately lead to customer retention, and customers will love to stick with us.
I truly agree to that. In B2B terms, that will actually increase our value proposition for our corporate clients. Making the payment process more seamless for the clients and offering what has been anticipating from us and giving a tailored solution to our clients, that will actually going to help us in long run, not only in terms of retention the clients, but also that is going to help us in terms of onboarding the new clients.
Well, we are aware of the fact that AWS provides industry-based certifications, but we also need to meet the FCA and GDPR standards in order to maintain trust and avoid fines.
How much lead time and resources are needed to adapt to compliance control?
Well, we need a strong roadmap that will include audit trails and monitoring. This will require some effort, but we need this in order to mitigate the risks.
Given these factors, a phased investment sounds prudent to balance opportunity and risk.
Well, what we can do is we can try with a pilot project where we first learn, adjust, and then we determine the ROI before we scale into the new go live.
Scene 3 is about buying process and implementation planning. The team maps out the buying decision plan, focusing on improving efficiency as well as complying with speed and due diligence.
We have a modified rebuy situation, prior experiences, proven supplier, but new capabilities and risks. How we are going to manage this?
We also need a formal structure and an approach where we include cost, compliance, and customer impact as well. And I think that KPIs should be clear for future rollout as well as for the pilot.
Well, as an initiator, I try to align all the different domains, all the different departments of the company into sync, and I try to make sure that all the objective that we have should be communicated in all the different departments effectively, so that we can have an effective communication across all the verticals.
My team will lead risk assessment with continuous monitoring in order to avoid the problems that can occur in future.
And from finance, I'll ensure phased budgeting with checkpoints linked to measurable outcomes, also protecting our investment.
Well, I'll align our technical team with the AWS team of experts so that there is a smooth integration of our systems with theirs, and also it would not be just a technology transfer. We want to build something in inbuilt capabilities. So our focus is to build more collaboration and internal capabilities internally.
One weekly report with transparency on cost, benefit, and risks.
Sure.
Scene 4 is post-implementation plan, which takes place after 6 months. The pilot is complete and the team reviews the outcomes and decides on the future.
Well, post 6 months of launch of AWS, the integration of the AWS is finally done now, and I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for the successful integration of AWS into the systems. And to be very honest, I was very happy to see the optimistic results, how the customer satisfaction level have gone up significantly as we do a sort of comparison from the last time.
Well, bringing in the architectural modular architecture has actually helped us to fasten the pace of payment features deployment. So that has indeed helped in also the fraud detection, and customers are feeling safer now.
The compliance audits have passed without any kind of issues, and the regulators also they have acknowledged our proactive governance.
Even the operational cost has reduced by 15%, which means that the pilot was successful. And it also gives us the confidence to implement and plan the full rollout.
Let's use the momentum to innovate further and strengthen our position in the market.
Scene 5 is titled as Strategic Outlook and Future Direction. With the pilot being validated, the conversation shifts to innovation and competitive positioning.
Well, great to hear all these things from you. Now, the next step for us would be focusing on implementing AWS analytics with an objective of improving the client satisfactions and giving more personalized experience with the clients. And we should also use AWS analytics to increase our international payments.
Exploring blockchain-based payment systems could also increase transparency and speed.
We will bring into the institution the ongoing compliance reviews in order to adapt to regulation changes.
And reinvesting our cost savings into innovation and team development will also keep us competitive.
Great. Prepare a 12-month strategic plan with milestones across innovation, compliance, and its financials.
And this is the path to digital leadership.
Well, it's fair to say now, this partnership is a leap forward in payment modernization.
And it lays the foundation for continuous evolution.
With compliance and risk management baked in.
And a financially sustainable future.
Let's lead the change in banking together.
Using AWS's deep and extensive technology, NatWest is setting a new standard in banking as an agile and customer-centric bank. Their AI-enabled platform will deliver agility, security, and reliability, which is needed to foster customer relationships and drive business growth.
Now this was all about from our LT for the role play. Now we'll be emphasizing on the two major learnings that we've got from this particular role play. Number one is value proposition. How it has been clearly demonstrated into this case that AWS offers was not just framed as a technological upgrade, but also was in a strategic creation, scalability, faster innovation, and customer satisfaction. The phased implementation into this case plans with measuration of the KPIs is the best practice for reducing the adoption in risk in high-stake B2B solutions. The second learning that we've got inculcated from this particular case is long-term partnership orientation. And it has been clearly elaborated by our faculty into the class how B2B businesses or how B2B marketing works with long-term partnership orientation. The discussion was framed by AWS was not just a vendor but as a strategic partner enabling continuous co-creation of values. This particular thing reflects the relationship in marketing focus in B2B where trust, joint innovation and shared goals matter more than the transactional yields. Now concluding this particular collaboration between NetWest and AWS highlights how strategic B2B partnership in a modified rebuy settings requires cross-functional stakeholders alignment, a clear value proposition and a proactive risk management. By balancing innovation, compliances and financials, The phased approach delivered measurable benefits, improved efficiency, cost saving, and customer satisfaction, positioning NestWest for sustained digital leadership. Thank you so much.